Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Card Show. I want to start off by saying thank you for everyone who messaged regarding the last podcast. My heartfelt, sincere, I used to say, sort of gratitude pod for thanking everyone who also interacted with myself, or on Insta, TikTok, YouTube, etc., etc. And yeah, they're also thanking people that helped build this hobby as well, whether it be people opening cards shops, people who starting a new business in creating cards, people running card shows. I think a lot of them sort of people are helping bring this hobby to a next level. Sometimes a bit of a thankless task, sometimes, can't it? So if you have a shop, for instance, or if you have a show, and it maybe a seller doesn't do as well, so they kick off at you. But that's not your job for them to sell inventory. That you're not there to sell them inventory. So sometimes it can be a bit of a job where you must think, Jesus, is the juice worth the squeeze? So you go to a shop and people are trying to haggle you down and tell you that they get it this price from eBay America, and or you're producing a card. You want to make your own card, and all of a sudden it's a bad batch, or there's a problem trying to get the actual stock because a bot's bought it all. And so it's we have to thank these people, give them some gratitude because they are helping build this industry that we love and enjoy. Some people use it as a hobby, and some people use it as a second income, sometimes first time income. Yeah, I don't. I did have a few messages saying about influencers and me biting my tongue, etc. Yeah, I don't know them sort of people. It's just lack of trust in it. That's what it is. I think as soon as someone's in someone's back pocket, I just don't respect what you're going to say. I really can't respect what you're going to say about certain things. Because it's always have those rose tinted glasses, right? If I was paid by Topps, even if I did not think a Topps product was good, I'm going to go around it in a way that doesn't compromise how I'm getting paid by Topps, right? And still make out that I'm not like overly in love with it. Like, oh, it's such a great product, but not one for me, but it's one that other collectors would really enjoy. Do that sort of nonsense. Just admit it, like Topps, Panini, even Leaf, who I've talked about in the past, there have been some good products. Everyone does bad products. Everyone has some bad things. It's not a problem. So yeah, these influencers are people that are trying to sort of make a life out of lying to you guys, whatever it may be, and I just don't. Yeah, it's not for me. So, and if anything do have a problem with me, they can more than welcome to air it out. It's not an issue with me. Yeah, say it to my face, and we'll be all right. It's always it is. But anyway, back to the schedule pod. This one is we're going to talk about the madness of the card industry sometimes in respect of Week 18 NFL. Some teams, especially my own KC Chiefs, a rubber game. It means nothing. We played people that, to give them some minutes. We did play some starters. Obviously, Jaden Hicks is in there, and then who got some hours. Humphreys, who just signed, we giving some game time, some snaps. I think Creed, Trey Smith, Joe Tooney, etc., etc. But anyway, yeah, they brought in Carson Wentz. Had a horrible game. Didn't even know 1 point. No, we didn't put a point up. No touchdown, no field goals. He was horrible. Horrible. But guess what? His Prism Silver is up 55% because he was playing. So the build up to it, he's going to play. Can he do this? And this is what this episode's going to be based around. I'm going to do something similar on the lookout where we talk about cards, but this is very interesting. Obviously, for people listening, I'm not going to have anything on screen, so you're not missing out on anything. I'll probably do that sort of stuff on the lookout because so you can call it market movers, look at the data, so it's a lot better there. But yeah, I just thought I'd talk about this. So this is a play that I've done for the last few years as well. Picking up the sort of the backup quarterbacks. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks get injured throughout the years. And the backups come in, and even quarterback threes come in. We've looked at like the Browns. They've had Deshaun Watson, Bailey Zappi, Dorian Thompson, Robinson, and we'll talk about them in a second as well. And even look at the Pats, which is another big one. So we'll start there. So obviously Patriots, they lost. They were getting number 1 pick, right? I don't know if it was their thing. We'll put out the backup quarterback. Just it's the Bills. Just get them 1 pick. They actually played well. Joe Milton played well, and his Red Pandora, because he's a rookie this year, so we've got the Optic Pandora sort of preview thing. We've seen quite a lot of those go through, also with Caleb Williams and Xavier Worthy, Jaden Daniels, etc. He's up 529%. That's as of Monday morning, by the way, as of Monday morning recording this, so the night after as well. So not even just a hype if you play him, the actual results of it after. His Prism Silver is up 48.1%. So just goes to show you buy these people, because that's nice now. Joe Milton is not going to be talked about now. Going into the playoffs, Pat's on there. This is going back down. This is at the weekend spike, the hype cycle, and now it's going back down again. So go into New Year, just another team like what they see from Joe Milton. There's already talks of JJ McCarthy, right? Of him getting traded out of Vikings and then keeping Darnold. So it could be a good play if the prices come down again. Again, a good way to look at this is I use market movers. There's other ones out there. Said you could look at 130 point as well. It's a free app nowadays as well. You obviously got the website as well. You have a free app. You can just download it. It'll go for all the sales, and you can search through like certain auction houses, eBay, Golden. I think Pristine's on there now. Obviously, it's Card Ladder. I found it a little bit higher to negate this sort of stuff, but Card Hedge or Card Hedger, it was called. Another good one I found. There was one called, I think it's now called Collectibles. It's got a bit too full of other stuff, like Funkos and other stuff, but it's still very good. I use market movers. I just find it very easy to negate the sort of sales and all sort of charts and stuff, and I just feel a lot more in depth. There's obviously a affiliate link there for that as well. Just saying, Mahomes, MAHOMES, for a 14-day free trial and 20% off for life, but that's a different ball game. So yeah, you could look on any of those platforms that you may choose. Look at the sales. Make sure that you're getting it close to back what it was before this, 529% or 48.1% sort of rise. And then, again, these aren't expensive cars. These cars are still, I can't remember off the top of my head, but the $20, $30 area, $50 area max. I could look into it, so I'm on the pod. Let's have a quick gander then. To the market movers. So who did I just say then? Joe Milton. So we'll check Joe Milton's actual. And this is where it's crazy, because obviously the percentage wise. So it's up 529%, and it is currently going for. There's one on ends in 12 hours for $9.99. Last sale was $11.39. So this shows you how sort of cheap that raw card is. The PSA 10 version is up 23.3%, and that's now at $123. So again, these are cards that are readily attainable. Obviously, not numbered, but obviously when it comes like Optic Colors or Prism Silver, a little bit more rarer, but still in abundance. But yeah, so Joe Milton, he could be someone. He's obviously rookie this year. There was a lot of talk about him having sort of good athleticism and a strong arm. He put it on show against the Bills. Yes, it was a weakened Bills, but yeah, I thought he played well. So again, could be someone interesting. I don't know. I don't think he'll go. No, I don't think he's going to be Pat's number one. But they have just got their head coach, Jared Mayo. Does a new coach come in and think that they want someone like Joe Milton as opposed to Drake May? And would Drake May get more in capital? Do they want an athletic QB like Joe Milton, and then use Drake May as good capital to either, I would say, move up the draft, but you just give away the first one. But maybe get a few more first round picks. Maybe gets a decent. Maybe would you say offensive lineman? I think a decent weapon for Joe Milton. A nice wide receiver for him. A nice tight end. It's just give him some weapons to showcase what he's got. It's interesting. It's interesting. But again, it could be a play, or if another team comes in for him as their starting quarterback, or even if it's a bit like an Malik Willis scenario, where Jordan Love gets injured in the first game and Willis has to come in. We've seen it with Justin Fields in the season when Russell was injured, so Justin Fields started the first 4 games. there's plenty of options for a very cheap sort of buy him. Again, and we've seen the spikes it does have because he is quite a good quarterback about things. On the first eye test, I think his first drive was a touchdown into Bill. So yeah, not bad. Next up, we have Trey Lance. Obviously, sort of been in the wilderness. I felt bad for this guy. I think I bought a few of his cards a couple of years ago after was it after the trade? I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, I just because he was obviously very highly sought after, very highly thought of. San Fran used a big pick to get him. But yeah, his Optic Hollow after last night is up 116%, and his Prism Silver is up 27.1%. Unfortunately, Trey Lance is probably one of the most expensive ones we'll talk about right now, just because of a lot of people invested very high in him. So I think, it's a bit like that Mac Jones scenario, right, where you're paying $2,000 for a Donruss base card of his. Now they're like $20, right, max in a PSA 10. Some people just aren't ready to give up yet on Trey Lance because he hasn't had that. Like Mac Jones had a few seasons, especially at the Pats. Obviously, he's been back up at Jags this last few weeks with Trevor Lawrence being injured. Whereas Trey Lance hasn't had that as he did. A game just under for San Fran. Then I think all in all, I think he's maybe 4 games in NFL in like 3 years. So he's an interesting one. Obviously, Dak is quite injury prone. Had a lot of injuries. They seem to like I say Cooper Rush, but I can't remember the Cooper call now. Is it Cooper Rush? Yeah, it seems like him over Trey Lance lately, which is interesting. Again, Trey Lance, could he move? Because there's someone seen enough in him. Does someone want to take the risk on him? I know he's working out with Mahomes last season, maybe a one before that. I'd have him as a backup at Chiefs. I'd say I have nothing. Especially after Carson Wentz last night. Jesus. Yeah. So again, Trey Lance is another one. Does he stay at Dallas? Does he finally become number 2? Does he get more game time because Dak's injured? Does he go elsewhere and be number 1 somewhere else, or number 2 somewhere else, and then come in when someone else gets injured or stuff like that? But it's again even still another spike in his cards, which is interesting. Next up is Kenny Pickett. His Prism Silver Auto I've gone for here was up 60%, which is interesting. Very low, actually quite a low priced card. And his Contenders Rookie Ticket Auto was up 53%. I don't think he'll ever be the star at Philly. I think they are massively in on Jalen Hurts as their franchise man. And for good reason in some respects. He's took him to the Super Bowl with the help of obviously the team around him. But he's obviously a sort of a dual threat in some respects. And he's a very good quarterback. He is a very good quarterback. But again, could Pickett be like we see now with Jalen Hurts? Obviously, been on the concussion protocol, so he's been out. So Pickett's had to step up. A couple of decent-ish performances. He's obviously been rotated out as well. He's also took an injury himself. But yeah, could he be elsewhere? Has he shown enough? Is he going to always need a backup? And Jalen Hurts, I wouldn't say he's injury prone, but he's had a couple of injuries, which means there could be more game time next season. Obviously, we're expecting the Eagles to kind of go far in the playoffs now. They're possibly them and Lions probably the 2 favorites, I'd say, to make it to the Super Bowl on that side. So it could be interesting, especially if Jalen Hurts comes back injured a little bit, comes just a little banged up, or takes another big hit. Pickett could lead him to the Super Bowl. You could see it, and then you got to think about next year. Where is he? He's obviously not going back to Steelers, but where could he be? Where could he go? Has he shown enough to be elsewhere? We shall see. Bailey Zappi was an interesting one. So his card isn't up as much. Let me just qualify this. Obviously getting a bit of time with the Browns, but his Optic Hollow was up 16.2%. He was obviously on the Chiefs roster, and then signed off the Chiefs roster to the Browns when Deshaun Watson went down. He showed signs of being a capable quarterback. I do think he'll always be a backup, but as we've just talked about, backups do get a lot of time in the NFL. It's a rough and ready sport. A lot of injuries happen. And the obviously, they are trying to protect the quarterback more and more because obviously that's the sort of main pull for entertainment. Can you imagine if Mahomes had an injury for a year and the Chiefs weren't having Mahomes for a full year? I guarantee viewerships on DAZN and Sky, etc., would all drop, especially if they got them games on the show. People just wouldn't watch the Chiefs games as much, especially if Carson Wentz is playing. It's to draw the quarterback, right? They're the sort of the star of the show. Everyone wants to see the electric Lamar Jackson. Everyone wants to see Josh Allen. It's just a big one. So they protect him more and more. They are in some people's minds making it a bit softer, but it's still very rough and ready sport. People still get injured. Even look at Deshaun Watson was the Achilles. It was non-contact. Aaron Rodgers last year, Achilles again. So there's other stuff you can't sort of protect them from that because it's going to happen. So I think Jordan Love at the beginning of the season in Brazil, I think that was a non-contact one as well, if I remember correctly. He's always going to space for backup. Does he warrant that space as a backup, Bailey Zappi? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he does. I know some teams do take 3 quarterbacks. We did this year as the Chiefs. Could he be a third man? Quite possibly. But yeah, a bit more of a risky one for my liking. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, though, the other quarterback at the Browns, the elected backup, should we say, his Prism Silver is at 1,900%. I wouldn't say he's been lighting up the NFL. He does look good in certain aspects. Again, another sort of a dual threat. He's a bit more like a Kyler Murray than a Lamar, I'd say, or a Josh Allen. Like, he's not going to run, make you miss, and sort of body a few people. He's going to just be sort of nifty with it. He's a bit more wiry than Kyler, a bit taller as well, but not as thick set as Lamar or Josh Allen. But a decent quarterback. People seem to like him because of the investment in him. Again, not a mega expensive card, but it's for a backup for someone who could. I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be out for. Like, he could be ready for the start of the season. He'd be very close. I think he'll probably miss the first few weeks with training and stuff like that. So, could DTR be the starter there? Could he get a move elsewhere? Could he not be happy with just being a backup no more? Because I've seen enough of him. It's an interesting one again. Not now. No, it's not the time to buy these next few weeks. These are all quarterbacks here, and not going to be in the playoffs. So, people start talking about it. In the news cycle, the hype's now on. Even your Jared Goffs, your Brock Purdy's not in the playoffs. Them sort of people are people to look out for now because the prices start dropping. Your Mahomes, your Josh Allen, your Lamar Jacksons. Joe Burrow's not in it. Bo Nix is. Jaden Daniels is. But so there's a lot of things to bear in mind these next few weeks and who to look for and who not to look for. I think Joe Burrow has obviously proven he's a very, very, very good quarterback. So if you see a bit of a dip in his prices over these next 30 days, 60 days, even 90 days, going to March area, April, it's someone you should probably get into because I think they'll pay both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to give Joe Burrow the weapons. And if they can sort out the defense, which seemed to get a lot better during the last few games, last 5-6 games of the season, then there's no reason why they should not be up there again this year. And they can have a longer rest, whereas Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, etc., are all doing the same scenario of going to the playoffs again and going to AFC championships again, that sort of stuff, and Super Bowls potentially. So it's a lot more games, a lot more wear and tear, and there's going to be obviously big sort of moves because the contracts change and stuff like that, and cap space. So yeah, very interesting. Obviously, we talked about the Carson Wentz one, the Prism Silver up 55%, which is absolute craziness because his career is probably done. I think the Chiefs probably will bring him back. I think Andy Reid does like him, but his career is done. I get it. He didn't have all the great weapons. He still had Juju Smith though, by the way. He still had Juju Smith out there for quite a bit. Noah Gray was out there for quite a bit. Nico Remigio, who's the Chiefs very high on, been their punt returner lately, with McCall Harbin being out. So he had weapons. You have targets. Yeah, P Ryan, Carson Steele as running backs as well, so to switch up stuff. But I just think he's not the man he was. So yes, I do think he is done. Plus side is you won't get, if you're a Chiefs fan, you won't get any Chiefs Carson Wentz cards, hopefully. But yeah, for anyone who's reminiscing on the old Carson Wentz, then probably a good time to pick up some of his cards in the next few months because they can't be going high. They can't get higher than this. They cannot. They cannot. It's impossible. His time is done. His time is done. But yes, that is it. I mean, again, that is it for NFL. There's going to be similar things when it comes to NBA, soccer, football. There's all these sort of things where you have these crazy spikes in players you don't really, think like that. We in sort of like the sixth man, I suppose. He's got a 6 man award in NBA. There's so many players. I mean, look at Russ this year. He's blown out. And you'll see his prices will have these weird spikes because he'll probably break a triple-double record, or you'll do this, and it's always the things you got to look out for if you want to make money in this hobby. If it's a side hustle, it's your first time job, or your full time job, should we say, or even if you want to collect more in a hobby, which I like to do. This is one way to fund it where I don't have to take out all my other funds. But I know that I can, even if I just make £100 a month on the cards, I know I can put £100 a month into some cards I want to collect. I've started collecting some cards. I've just started a couple of years ago and stopped again. But I really want to sort of have cards from this like golden generation, as we say, of the Chiefs. So remember, so even just random people, Damien Williams and Wilson. The Jerry Sneed, who's no along with us, and obviously Trent McDuffie, Leo Chanel, your George Karlaftis, just probably Sammy Watkins, yeah, it's just Rashad Breeland, just Eric Fisher. It's like the gold, this won't last. I'm thinking about doing it as well with the Man City team, especially like the treble winners, the Centurions, the Formidables, etc. Like, it's not going to last forever. All good innocence come to an end. So it's good to have like a collection of this like golden era of cards. Then again, some of them players, I'm sure I can pick up an Edison auto for good money, and John Stones auto, Kyle Walker autos, Gundogan autos. You can pick them up for very good prices. Same with NFL. I can pick up. I said I picked up an Eric Fisher, National Treasures. I can't remember what it was, 2, maybe 99 for like $6. It was. I think that's an on-card auto as well. Picked up a Chamari Connor Optic Red to 99 for $7, graded PSA 9. It's $7.50 maybe. It's sort of no-brainer. It's just one to add to the collection of, great players that I enjoyed watching over these dynasty years. And again, it's pennies in the grand scheme of thing, right? It said $6, $7.50. The Leo Chanel National Treasures to 99 auto was $34. Double check, but yeah, it's just very nice to have. I got a Kareem Hunt Gold Prism auto to 10 for like $110, something like $105, something crazy. So it's a way of using money investing in these players to take out to buy cards that I want to put in my collection, and the way I do things, the way I like doing things. But no, thanks for listening for this 25-minute episode. Short and sweet. These pods getting short and sweet, aren't they, on my own? But I feel like it was very sort of, hopefully, it was a very informative and helpful podcast for you guys. Yeah, news-wise in the hobby, don't really know what's going on, to be fair. It's too much nonsense around this whole white party stuff with Diddy and associations and Michael Rubin and this, that, the other. And, here's what it is. Just don't go to white pies. All I can say there. Don't take vacations at Epstein Island. But yeah, other than that, I hope everyone is well. Hope this new year has started well for you guys. There'll be some more similar stuff like this. Again, I've tried to do more of this sort of stuff on the lookout, looking at data. But yeah, I actually want to do obviously another round table with some guys. I actually want to do I should have done this ages ago, a podcast with the For Love of Cards guys, because obviously we were both runners up, or technically the UK's best, because Soccer Card United is Ireland, so we're technically the UK's best podcast, apparently, thanks to you guys. So all hail to you guys, all praise to you guys. So that'd be cool to do like a crossover, joint collab with those guys. Rainey and Triple C's very own Lee, and obviously Leicester Cardio's very own Lee, and Manchester Carcon's very own Rainey / Ben. So that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, another round table with some lads. It'd be interesting to get the Third Down boys on, with their experience of running shops, especially during the Christmas running and negating shows as well. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, other stuff like that. So yeah, we've been mixed these pods now with sort of plays, way to negate the hobby, interviewing people. I got to get Jim on as well. Jim Sports Card, yeah, I got him on again as well. People seem to like Jim's story out again. I can't believe people have never heard sort of Jim's insights before, so it'd be cool to get him on again. But yeah, well, appreciate you guys for listening this far. You guys are the real MVPs, and your support means more than you can know, so I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, on socials. It's always appreciated. YouTube and that. Yeah, well, until next time. Peace.